for the money you're paying for this Jack Flash, well, this is a lot more than just kind of some token retro throwback bike. This is a proper feisty little hardtail all-rounder that can take proper trails and a proper beating, just like the original Jack Flash, nearly 30 years ago now.
My name's Guy Kesteven and I've been a professional mountain bike tester for nearly 25 years. But today, the bike I'm live ride reviewing has got even more history than I have. Because today I'm riding the Planet X Jack Flash. The original Jack Flash was the first mountain bike Planet X ever made. And it was a really affordable but really tough alloy dirt jump bike, which was an instant hit with hardcore riders back then, because it was tough as boots, super responsive, but light enough that you could still build it up as a fairly agile and responsive cross-country bike. So it was genuinely one of the first all-round mountain bikes. And there's loads of kind of the classic styling cues in these modern Jack Flash bikes, and on some of them they've even kept with V-brake studs, 26-inch wheels for a proper back in the day vibe. But this bike I'm riding here is the 29er version, so you know, full big diameter rolling speed, and to go with it, you know, pretty modern trail geometry. It's not the longest bike in the world, 460mm for its large frame, 480 on an XL, but you're getting 65-degree head tube and a 75-degree head tube. So even with the fixed seat post right up my arse, you can get a stealth reverb as an option for 200 quid, which is definitely worth going for if you're planning on pushing the limits a bit more. But even so, you know, this is a pucker, progressively shaped, stable and enjoyable trail hardtail. And even with these skinny 30mm leg Judy forks up front, you know, it's doing its best. And while that stiff alloy back end might be a bit unforgiving on rougher descents, it means it's very prompt and direct through the pedals. And of course 29er wheels help with the rolling speed, momentum sustain, because they're hitting things at a shallower angle effectively. And you know, even having a fixed post, not a dropper post, saves you probably the best part of £1, certainly over most cable posts. And at just over 14 kilos for this large, it gets a move on without much provocation at all. And if you put the saddle down, get your Allen key out, then it still loves a bit of single track slalom action, because those angles are bob on. You know, plenty of stability in the front there, and 130mm of fork travel means that, you know, if you do find you're being a bit limited by the Judys and you want to get something fancier in there, then you know, you're going to get a really good level of control. And that frame geometry is actually exactly the same as the Scandal, the other alloy bike in the Planet X range, and the big dog, the steel hardtail they do. The major difference is the fact that they've deliberately put this frame together with a very retro build feel. So let's just pull over for a second and we'll have a look at the details.
So, as you can see, proper progressively shaped trail hardtails. But it's the detailing that really separates this out from the other bikes. You've got these classic sort of 90s features, like this gusset on top of the head, on top of the down tube, more gussets there between the top tube and down tube, another gusset under the throat there, you know, things that all dirt jump bikes had back then. You've got that forged chainstay bridge down in there, you know, giving you a bit more mudroom around these 2.35s, and then rectangular stays. I mean, all alloy bikes back in those days used to have rectangular stays, just because, you know, tube shaping technology wasn't that advanced. And then you've got a plate bridge across there for extra reinforcing with your Planet XX on the back there. But having said that, there's a load of modern features in this bike as well. I mean, obviously it's set up for 29er wheels, it's set up for 130mm fork, it's got a tapered head tube, you know, internal cable routing for your gears, and for a dropper post if you choose to fit one, just pops out and back into the seat tube there. It's 148mm boost, standard sizing, and of course it's got disc brake mounts.
And while the frame might all be a retro 90s fashion, there's certainly nothing retro about the kit. You get full SX Eagle with an 1150 range for taming the steepest climbs. You even get a proper dub through axle. They haven't just fobbed you off with a cartridge style bottom bracket like most brands would do at this price. But then Planet X built themselves on an incredible reputation for value, so, you know, they're not going to let that slide on kind of what's basically started life as a heritage bike, but on a single track like this it's proving to be an absolute hoot. Yeah, I mean, the back end's a bit abusive in classic old school alloy hardtail style, but even then those 29er wheels definitely smooth things out significantly. While these plastic panel racers are a bit limiting in terms of grip, they roll well on the road for a chunky looking tread, and they're going to last forever. And if you do upgrade to a tubeless tyre, then these Alex rims are fully ready to do that, and they're wide enough at 30mm to make a really good show of it. And you're getting short stem and a wide bar, so the handling's totally up to date too. And as well as having a totally modern transmission, you've got a fork that might have skinny legs, but it's got compression and rebound dials that actually work. You've got a frame that has a proper sense of pop and brightness to it when you put the power in. And you've got bolt through axles front and rear, so it's a properly secure and accurate setup. And it's certainly plenty stiff enough, even if the fork's a bit flexy. And you get proper hydraulic disc brakes from Avid, the pair of levels. You know, I'd definitely say the Scandal is worth the extra money. It's a little bit lighter, it's got a smoother ride feel, and then if you really want the smooth ride feel, then look at the Big Dog. Same geometry, but a really nice steel compliant chassis on that one.
The main take home on this bike is the fact that it's not just kind of an exercise in kind of retro glory. It really is a proper modern trail bike. The fact it's an absolute bargain price is a complete bonus, and if you're prepared to put up with a fairly direct ride, you're getting, you know, kickback, literally getting kickback in terms of very direct power delivery and a really sprightly feel under power. So overall, Planet X Jack Flash, I think its original brothers can be proud of what they've done with this bike here. They've brought it totally up to date while still very much maintain that vibe that made it such a successful bike in the first place. So thanks very much for Planet X for supplying this test bike. Thanks to them for supporting this video. Thanks as well to my Patreon supporters who contribute a small monthly pledge towards the channel to help it grow, to help with the upkeep of it. The names of the investors are scrolling up on screen now, but thanks to all the other guys and girls who support the channel as well. And, you know, But, you know, if you like what I'm doing, please consider supporting me on Patreon as well. There's a link at the end. But make sure you watch all the other Planet X videos that I've recorded. But for now, click for notifications. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Give it a thumbs up if you've liked it, because that helps with the algorithms and getting me shared. And, you know, just get busy in the comments. You know, find, you know, there might be something I've missed that you want to know. Or, you know, perhaps there's other bikes or other things you want to ask about. Just feel free. That's why I'm here. That's, you know, let's use my experience to help you. But for now, I've been Guy Kesteven on Guy Kest TV, talking about the retro-tastic but still thoroughly enjoyable Planet X Jack Flash 29er.